I tried to make these movies stand alone. I was not a Transformer fan. I came to the process not being a fan and figured once I saw the whole lineage, the whole history of Transformers that goes 20, 30 years back, there was a great wealth to deal with. I've been approached to do superhero movies my whole career. I did not, until Transformers, choose one to do, and I felt if I could do it real, if I could make myself a non-fan a fan, then I think it could be a very successful franchise. So I'm not about the toys or any of that, I just care about the movie. And if you have other products that spawn from that, that's great. I mean, it's just, that's how kids get invested in movies, and they can take a part of the movie home with them and play with it and fantasize about it. And,
do you remember when we first met on this?
Yes, yes.
I remember when I was meeting his producing partners for a different movie, and Michael came in to say hello and told me that he was doing this movie, Transformers. I go, wait a minute, Transformers? Like the cartoon from the 80s? And I thought it was the worst idea ever. And then he tried to explain a little bit of it, and then a couple months later he had me back to read for Lennox and showed me some of the things that they were conceptualizing, some of the artwork and some of the computerized animatics and all that stuff. And then I got where he was going. And I just think that Michael, along with the guys over at ILM, have done an unbelievable job of reinventing this whole franchise and continue to sort of make it fresh and new. And you know, there's not many people that could have done it. So, anyway.
Oi, eu sou a Daniela, sou de Campinas, do jornal Meio Popular. Minha pergunta para o Michael, eu gostaria de saber sobre como foi a escolha do elenco de convidados, como o John Malkovich, o Patrick Dempsey, e também a respeito da dublagem que o Leonardo Nimoy faz, como foi o processo, como foi ter encontrado com ele, conversado sobre o filme.
Leonard Nimoy, I met him at there's a holiday in America called Thanksgiving. He actually married a cousin of mine, Susan Bay. And so that's how I met him. I was a little shy to ask him to play the part, considering he said he retired from the business. But my mom kept saying, ask him, call him, ask him. I finally did it. He was very gracious, and he really wanted to do it. He originally voiced one of the original movies in Transformers, so he said he was glad to be back. And I think he gave great gravitas to the role. This first question was
Which character did you do?
Oh, John Malkovich and Francis McDormand. I've always loved Fran, from Fargo to I've always wanted to work with John Malkovich. It was a great way to kind of just broaden this movie, and they were great actors to work with. Even though it was short, but it was a lot of fun working with them.
Ricardo, dentro do Correio Brasileiro. A minha pergunta é relacionada à intenção que já foi noticiada no protagonista de não continuar no Transformers 3, se fosse o caso, né? E aí eu pergunto se esse tipo de fato realmente é um fator impeditivo para que seja feita a fita, e ao mesmo tempo também com relação àquele eterno medo que os atores tinham das criaturas que eram feitas no computador, enfim, um espaço para os atores dentro do filme, como é que ele analisa a perspectiva de personagem real mesmo frente a esses robôs.
So who's this question to me?
I could have easily been CGI. I'm not real. They only bring me in for the press.
I think if you don't have humans in it, real people, I think it's the only thing to make it real. And I don't want to make a cartoon. So, but then again, likewise, you look at these computer-generated things, and I mean, Optimus Prime is like Dirty Harry. He's like Clint Eastwood in this movie.
robots and things like that, but I mean, the work that Shai has done in these movies, I think, is really great. Turturro, I think Malkovich did a great job. You know, that's one thing about, one of the reasons I believe these movies work is because there's a mix of all these fantastic action scenes with a lot of funny sort of characters to counter that.
Começa com um cenário de Guerra Fria, por viagem na Lua, e mostra, de certa forma, o que poderia acontecer se aqueles pilares, armas de destruição em massa, caíssem em mãos erradas. Você pensou em lidar com esse meio internacional para ter um apelo do público, ou isso é acidental?
One of the smartest men on earth, Stephen Hawking, you might know him. He a great physicist. He said that it's arrogant for us to think that we are the only universe, in our universe, we are the only, I guess, people, or there are other races out there. It's just too arrogant to think that Earth, we are the only ones, we are alone. And he said that his theory is, if they come to Earth, they're probably not coming for good intentions. They probably run out of something somewhere and need something. So I always thought it was a great, interesting theory, and I think that was part of our intention for doing this.
São os três. Qual foi o take mais complicado para ser gravado e finalizado nesse momento?
I think for me it was really interesting coming in and having seen the previous two movies and never even thinking about how they would do the robots with the cast and how it would work interacting, and you really watch these movies and you don't even think about it. And so for me, when we started filming, I remember being on set and really wondering how the hell we were going to do this and what I was going to be acting to. And I have a few scenes where we are talking to the robots or reacting and acting to them, and I think for me that was the biggest challenge. I got to really use my imagination a lot. It was like going back and being a child again, and Michael would come to set every day with his iPad and he would show previs on his iPad, which really helped explain what was going to go on in the scene. And then it was really up to me as an actress to visualize what was going on. And at times it was challenging, and having not done a movie before, it could be challenging, and there was a lot going on every day. So that was hard. I'd say the hardest scene I had was my scene with Megatron at the end towards the movie. And that was a really important scene for me as well, and I wanted to get it right. So yes, it could be challenging at times.
For me, I would say it was the action sequence with Shia when we were getting dragged around by the robot on the court. We actually talked Michael into letting us do that, and then immediately after we started doing it, we tried to figure out why the hell we ever asked him to do it in the first place. But it was scary and it was fun because you get yanked 100 feet up into the air, and then you're sort of free floating for a second, you come back down, and they yank you back up into the air. But I think the worst part about it was being strapped to Shia for 3 hours. He's not. Whenever he has to do those things, he's not very happy. He's pretty grumpy about it. So that was probably that was the hardest.
By the way, Rosie, for doing this for her first time, she did a surprisingly good job. It was one of her first shots in the movie.